Amy said to me after the table read, because, for those who don't know this, Amy is, I think I'm 9, perhaps 10 years older than Amy, but Amy was the mother of that set. And she was a mother to me. She was a mother to everybody on that set. And she always wanted to make sure we were good, we were comfortable. And so after that table read, she comes up to me and she's like, "Now, Jim, are you comfortable with this?" And I go, "Amy, I get to fart. I get to split my pants. I was born for this. This is absolutely what I was born for." But she was that's just who Amy is. I mean, anyone who knows her, she's incredibly kind, and she will forego a very good, funny bit if it would make anybody uncomfortable. That's just who Amy is.
Yeah, it all starts from the top. Mike and Greg, great showrunners, and Amy, an amazing number one. And tell us a little bit about, how you started on the show. I mean, it's kind of an interesting story, actually, if I remember, how you got started, Jim.
I auditioned for Ron Swanson. Like everybody else in LA, it was, there was heat around this because it was the untitled Amy Poehler project coming off of SNL. And the word had gotten out. It wasn't a pilot. It was straight to series. A 6-episode order, I believe, I don't know if I'm correct about that. But anyway, so there's, and the way, typical Jim O'Heir fashion, I can be down on myself, like I think a lot of actors. And so I never in a million years went in there thinking I would get that. But I did know it was Greg Daniels and Mike Schur. And I wanted to impress them so that if there was ever a guest star role down the line, if there was ever, on The Office, maybe they would like me and consider me, I've always believed you go in, you don't know what else they're working on. So I went in, I did my Ron Swanson version of what I thought.
Do you remember your Ron Swanson? Can you give us a little bit of it?
I wish I did. I mean, first of all, the thought of anyone other than Offerman, I can't even. I know. Like my head can't go there. I'm sure it was. I don't think I embarrassed myself because I do remember leaving thinking you did exactly what you wanted to do. Because you can leave auditions and you get in your car and you're like, son of a bitch. Oh my God, did I screw? Or you relive it and I should have done this. I do remember thinking, wow, such great guys in the room. And, Greg and Mike. And I remember it was Allison.
Allison Jones,
Allison Jones, casting director, who, of course,
a guest on this,
is just the sweetest. Anyway, so it was a lovely room because actors go into a lot of different rooms and they're not always great rooms. We've all been there. And this was a great room. They were, and I did have a little bit of a connection to chat with them about because I, worked with Carell in Chicago. One of the last gigs I did was a voice job that Steve and I did for, I feel like it was Miller Beer. I don't know what the hell it was for. But anyway, so it's always nice to have something you can chat. So we could talk about Carell a little bit and stuff like that. But I left the room thinking this was good. Not at all thinking Ron Swanson good, that they'd call me for that, but these guys like me and maybe they'll have something down the road. And then I think it was around 2 weeks later, they call and say, would Jim consider reading for this role of Jerry? Well, of course. So I go in and I get into the waiting room and it's fat guys, thin guys, tall guys, short guys. They did not know, they didn't know who Jerry was, obviously, at that point. Which is, it leaves the door open, which can be good and bad. And so, again, I went in there and they created a scene, Alan. If I remember, there was no Jerry material. I think they created something.
Sides.
Yeah,
New sides.
They created this audition material. And I did it. And again, I felt really good about the room. I felt good about my back and forth with Mike and Greg. But again, you leave and you have to let it go because, you never know. And then we get the call a couple weeks later and my agent goes, Jim, they want to book you on this untitled Amy Poehler project. And I go, oh, which role? Because I really, not that I ever thought I was getting Ron Swanson, but anyway, so needless to say, it was Jerry. And then what I loved, what they did was they were very honest. When they booked this, they told my reps that, we don't know what's going to happen here. We have 6 series regulars that we have got to, cater to, basically. There are people. And so we don't know what's going to happen. And that's why what I mentioned earlier, my agents were like, maybe you don't want to do this. But again, like I said, it was a no-brainer for me. Even if I had done those 6 and walked out the door, to have had that experience of even those 6 episodes, I would have no regrets. So the fact that it turned into what it did, and I'll never forget, I was in an airport in Miami, and my manager calls, and she said, well, I just got a call, and they would like to negotiate to have you be a series regular on Parks and Recreation. And I literally, in some Miami airport, screamed, holy, I don't know if we can swear on this thing.
Oh, we can swear.
Like,
do it.
It's mostly swears, Jerry.
And people are looking at me, because I certainly wanted it to go that way, but it doesn't mean it's going to, just because I wanted it to. So that was kind of, and then all of a sudden, I'm a series regular on Parks and Recreation. So yeah,
you made the right bet.
Yeah.
You made the right bet, Jim.
Yeah.
And it's really a testament to you and your audition for Ron, because people don't know Jim auditioned for Ron.
Ron
like
Swanson.
how wild is that to think about?
Yeah.